My name is John O'Berry and I'm with the Gondwana Conservation Foundation, which is otherwise known as the GCF, and we're here with Zulu, our male cheetah who we're looking to rewild. Zulu's a lovable character, he really is. He's incredibly relaxed around humans. When he arrived, he sought us out all the time. He wanted to rub up against our legs and be with us all the time. Right now he's entirely relaxed. And you can hear him purring. He's thrilled to be with us. Now, Zulu's quite intimidating when you first meet him because he's just so enormous. He weighs 55 kilograms plus, which is a huge amount for a cheetah. We have to shake our heads, blink our eyes, and make sure we're not dealing with lions half the time. He's a really big cat. And he's full of energy. Late afternoons, just before the sun sets, he's boisterous and he's bouncing around as much as he can. Of late, he's been unable to do that because of the injuries to his shoulder, and that's something that I'd love to see come back again. Zulu comes with a host of challenges. One of them is certainly arrived here quite fixated on humans. He loves people, he loves to be around people. If you give him half a chance, he'll climb in your pocket and go home with you, which is a challenge if you want a cheetah to hunt. But really, more specifically, we've realized he's got some skeletal issues. He's got a small bone spur on his shoulder, and that's going to require surgery. So before we do any rewilding with him, before we get him up and running and give him the opportunity to hunt, we need to, unfortunately, do some surgery on him quite soon. He is in pain at the moment. It affects his sitting, his standing, his walking. He'll regularly sit with his little paw raised. We have to do something. He's actually got bone density issues. Frequently the cheetah will have very poor bone density, but in Zulu's case it's actually gone the other way. He's got incredibly dense bones. For instance, his skull is 3 times thicker than what it should be. So the veterinary experts suggest that he's had some significant mineral deficiencies in his past, which has caused this bone densification. And this has just made him heavier and bigger, and it's probably been the origin of this bone spur that's broken off as well. Zulu genuinely represents our ultimate objective, which is to take cheetah in unfortunate circumstances and give them a second chance, but also have them contribute to the meta population, enable them to join the conservation program, so to speak, and actually make a difference. The surgeon is not close. We have to move this animal about 1,400 kilometers. And we can do that in the back of a truck, we can do that in a crate, we can get him there and we can get him back, and it's going to be 3 days of driving. And to put this animal in a box that's small and safe, it's just not really as suitable and appropriate. Our aim would be to fly him up and fly him down. That would be a couple of hours in transit. If we can generate the funds to do the operation, the next step would most certainly be to have a safe and amenable transport system set up. We've consulted with a veterinary surgeon and he believes we can deal with a bone spur and we can remove that spur, but it's a highly specialized operation. It's keyhole surgery. We need a small mammal orthopedic surgeon. We've managed to locate someone who's prepared to try it. It's never been done on cheetah to our knowledge or his knowledge before. He's prepared to have a go. He knows he can remove the bone spur, and that's our first challenge. And then once he's recovered from the actual surgery, then we can assess if we can put him back on the rewilding program, see if we can get him up and running, trigger those natural instinctive hunting responses in him. The rewilding process has actually already started. It's not just about getting him up and running, it's about getting him functioning as a cheetah. The fact that I can stand 2-3 meters away from him and he's not all over me is already a win for us, because when he first arrived here, he couldn't stand to be away from humans. He was so understimulated. He had nothing stimulating those cheetah neurons in his brain that he was constantly rubbing up against your legs and wanting to be with you. So we're going to have to, and we are already, distancing ourselves, giving him more stimulation, providing him with more opportunity to function normally. And the final stage will really be the hunting, to be able to feed himself and find his own nutrition. Zulu's not ever going to be able to be released fully into a natural environment. We believe with a successful surgery and successful rehab, he'll be able to hunt again. That's something that we firmly believe in. That's what we're aiming for. But for him to learn that lions are the enemy, and for cheetahs, lions very much are the enemy, for him to learn to avoid and evade lions successfully, I don't think that's a plausible expectation. So he's going to be able to contribute to the population by being the father of many cheetah who will end up being those wonderful wild cheetah. We believe we'll get him out of a captive environment. We believe we'll be able to get him into an area which is stocked with game of suitable size, and he'll be able to hunt for himself. But it's not going to be open to the rest of the system with lions and elephants and so on. We have to ensure that whatever we do with and for Zulu also benefits Zulu's brethren and his brothers and sisters. The funding that we receive goes directly into the monitoring, support and the veterinary care of these animals. We utilize satellite technology to be able to track them once rewilded, and of course we need to be able to supply a consistent and sustainable food source. The GCF allows us to dream, and the GCF allows us to have ambitious dreams and have ambitious goals. What is the best we can do, and then how do we achieve those dreams? And that's what the GCF represents to me. It allows us to open our hearts, open our minds, and think in bigger ways. And this cheetah rehabilitation project is a fantastic reflection of that. This is ambitious, it's difficult, it's a challenge, but the reality is we know it's the right thing to do, and the GCF allows us to engage like this. We have to do something, and we have to do it now. It's not enough to sit back and watch this animal fade into extinction. We need partners who will collaborate with us to try and save this animal, and every little bit helps.